Hey guys, how you doing? Mowers and Blowers here again. This is part 3 of my snapper Comet, Forrest Gump snapper riding mower. And so I finally got some other stuff done, so I finally have some time to work on this. So last time, we remember in part 2 and part 1 that I took the carburetor off and the float bowl had a leak in it. Like, it had probably 5 or 10 pinholes in it, so the float bowl was completely saturated with fuel, and it's, you know, not salvageable. But lucky for me, in my bucket of parts, I did find a float along with a needle, a seat, a bunch of other stuff. So I basically rebuilt the carburetor with, you know, leftover scavenged parts from other lawnmowers and stuff. I'm not, you know, 100% confident that it'll work, but it seems to be okay. I just put fuel in it. I attached all the fuel lines to the carburetor. I believe I put the linkage on correctly. Here. The choke doesn't close 100% all the way, but that just takes a little bit of an adjustment. But I want to see if it starts up, you know. So right now, the float bowl looks good. Like I said, the fuel is in there. You can see from the fuel filter, there's fuel in there. So it's not leaking, which is a good sign, because if it was all screwed up, it would leak, you know. It would be dripping fuel. I don't see any fuel leaks anywhere, so I guess the only thing we have left to do is just to crank it up and see if it starts. Let me revise that. Last time we did try it, I didn't have those 3 bolts in the this top head, cylinder head, and those top 3 bolts are critical to the proper seal of the cylinder head to the engine block. So if I don't have those 3 bolts in there, it's probably going to leak out the gasket. You know, the compression's no good. The reason why I didn't put the 3 bolts on is because those 3 bolts actually hold the recoil starter on there. Well, I didn't want to put the recoil starter until I knew that it would work. So I'm just going to put those 3 bolts back in there so we can at least seal the cylinder head nicely. Alright, so put the bolts on, so the cylinder head is ready to go. I think the carburetor is ready to go. Got fuel. We know we have spark. I guess I'm just gonna try it, guys. Okay. I'm going to blow some carb cleaner in the carb. What? Oh, all right. You guys saw that, huh? All right, so it spun with carb fluid in there. So I don't think it's getting gas. That's probably it. Oh, right. I have to adjust the linkage, you know, and the high and low screws, or at least the linkage. But how about that, man? Awesome. I'm stoked. And after I get that all done, I'm going to put the cowling back on and see if we can get the this thing running. So I put the recoil starter back on again. Let's try it. Try the blades now. So I haven't figured out how this... Oh, I see. I gotcha. All right. Wow. And then I put this down to lock it. I see. All right. Yeah. Fantastic. Isn't that fantastic? So, my free snapper is on the road now, and it runs pretty good. I'm gonna have to, you know, go back and at least put this thing to the side and start greasing some of the joints, because I haven't done that, you know. The steering is a little stiff, so I want to oil it a little bit, but man. Forrest Gump snapper. I'll mow it for free. So I've got it on its side here. I've pretty much oiled all the joints that I could, you know, PB blast. If you look under here, it's pretty dirty. From all the years it's been, you know, sitting though, honestly, it's really not that bad, you know. So this was for free, and I didn't spend any money except for that $19.99 battery to get this thing going again. I still have to mess with the throttle linkage because it's kind of surging, you know, except when it's under load it's still good. So I haven't figured that out yet. The linkage is rusty and it's old and it needs adjustment for sure. I'm going to clean this up, but I'm going to toy with this when it gets a little warmer. But this is it, man. The Forrest Gump snapper is up and running. It's alive. Gonna clean this up probably when it gets a little warmer. Warmer when it gets you know, warmer outside. Anyway, so this is the conclusion, and it's up and running, and I love it. And we'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.